Big Boy Neighborhood. John Legend is back in the neighborhood. John, a.k.a. Benjamin Buttons, Mr. Don't Age. Every year they take a candle off his cake. How you been, brother?
I've been great. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You about to work harder, huh?
Oh, we keep it going.
Work harder and smarter, though, man. Yeah. Now, there is no real hiatus. Do you just kind of go back to the lab just a little bit? But you're never not busy, John Legend.
Well, we took a little break. We went to Bali for vacation, and then we got back, and we knew we had
how long were you in Bali?
We were there almost a month, like 3.5 weeks. Yeah.
That is
Man,
a vacation.
So that was a real vacation.
That's that Trump stuff. Huh?
And
Gotta get away.
And we knew when we came back, we got to work.
Yeah, man. So 3.5 weeks, almost a month to recharge your battery, and then you hit the ground, and now it's go time.
Yeah, it's go time. We got new music.
Yes,
got a Christmas album that's almost done and coming out this.
Does it feel
Christmas.
crazy being in the studio recording Christmas songs right now?
Man,
it's not
crazy.
like you can record it on the 14th of December.
We did it all summer.
Yeah, you walking outside, it's like the heat wave. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Well, LA doesn't even really have any winter anyway, but it's 100 degrees in the valley. I'm going to see Raphael Sadiq produce the album, and he's in North Hollywood, and it's like 100 degrees a lot of these days.
Yeah, man.
And we're doing Christmas songs.
And you out there, it's snowing outside.
Exactly.
You're like, no, it's raining. Why a Christmas album?
People have been telling me I need to do a Christmas album for years.
So you're not gonna give it to me, huh? I've been telling you for years.
It's true.
John.
Everybody has, and I feel like my voice is made for Christmas. It has that sound that we can, do the classic songs. And we did some new songs too. So it's gonna be fun. I love Christmas music. I grew up, just singing around the piano with my family, and so this really takes me back to those moments.
Do you have a favorite Christmas track?
Oh, we got some great ones on this album, and some were surprises. Like we did, the Charlie Brown Christmas song.
Yeah,
Christmas time is here. We did that one, but we did like.
Please, if he sing another one, Natalia, don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
I started to, and was like, no, this is John Legend. I gotta stop. I gotta pull back. I gotta pull back.
We did like our own version of that, and it's really dope. And I didn't expect that to be one of my favorites, but it is.
Man,
so we got some really good ones.
Done?
We got some Stevie Wonder songs. It's mixing right now. We got a Stevie Wonder song. We got a Marvin Gaye song. We did 5 original songs. And
how do you write an original Christmas song? Because we grow up on legendary Christmas songs.
Well, you just think about what Christmas means to you. And for me, it's about family. It's about being with the ones you love. It's about just giving to each other and sharing and loving each other.
But it's in the Christmas vein. It's not like you and one of the Lils or something like that. Like, John Legend and Lil something.
It's in the Christmas vein.
Oh, Christmas all up in this motherfucker.
It's classic.
Okay, cool. I love Tekashi 6ix9ine, but he's not going to be running out there getting the strap.
Christmas.
Okay.
No.
Oh, that'd be dope. Write that down.
Somebody else do that one.
A very trap Christmas. Show you right. What is a good night, bro?
A good night is all about having fun. It's my latest single. It's all about just going out and thinking you're just going to have a regular night, and then something special happens. You meet somebody that might change your life.
Yeah, I know. I met her.
Yeah,
I met her.
Really?
Man. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
When did that happen?
Oh man, this been years ago now. I don't want to date my relationship.
Me too.
But yeah, how did you and Chrissy meet?
We met on a video shoot. It was just me and her. My friend Nabil, he's a photographer and director, and
was it your video?
It was my video.
Okay.
And it was just us two. She was the only other person in the video with me, and we bonded that day and made a connection. And that was it. We stayed together.
With so many, with so many videos and people being, just cast into your video, what stood out with Chrissy?
She had a great sense of humor.
Conversation, huh?
Yeah. The things that people see in her now. She's funny. She's fearless. She's effervescent. And and she's beautiful, of course.
Did someone say like, "Oh, we're gonna get Chrissy Teigen," or was it you?
She wasn't famous. Yeah, she was just, young. She was 20. I was 26. So we were both pretty young. And my friend had worked with her before, the director, and he was like, "I think you're gonna like her," and he was right.
Really? Yeah. When she first walked in on your first thing, was it at first sight?
Oh, she was beautiful.
Like, I'm not vibing with her.
She was beautiful at first sight, and we connected for sure.
I heard that. Go ahead now.
Now we got two
babies.
I
know, man. You messed around and built a whole family. Would you have a third?
I think so. We would like to.
That stuff's so good. You gotta get back in there, huh?
Hey,
I heard that.
You guys make
That's me and my wife trying to be like, we probably may not have one, baby, but just let's try.
We can
you know what I'm
practice.
saying? Yeah. So you will not welcome, but a third, you'll be like, man, I can extend it.
Yeah, we can do 3. 4, we'll see.
Yeah, can I ask her the same question?
She would definitely
do 3.
She would definitely say 3 or 4 at least.
I heard that. What is home life?
It's good. It's good right now. Everything's
He
really
said right
good.
now.
No, it's really
but
good.
You would ask me
It's
this
an
2 years ago. Oh.
No, I think you have to adjust to having kids. I think that's the hardest part because it's a whole different situation in your relationship. But I think it brought us closer together because it's like a new challenge for you to do together.
Yeah.
And it can mess you up or it can bring you closer together, and it brought us closer together.
And it's no longer I and me.
Yeah, it's
when
us.
you could just go.
Yeah.
Then it was us,
Yeah.
and now it's we.
Yeah.
That's what I tell my wife. It was
Yeah.
I and me. Then I'm like, oh, okay, now it's us, and now it's we.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to
It's
try to
the
divide
family.
all that time, huh?
Yeah, it's about the time. It's about making plans together, vacations together, doing whatever you can, touring together. Like Luna and Chrissy came on my last tour with
That's
me last
beautiful.
year. So, all those kinds of things, they change.
How do you get away? Not get away to record, but if you are doing a good night and you putting the music together, how do you put that time together?
You just make time to go to the studio.
Right, go to work.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the way I look at it. That's the way I write.
Do you do more at night?
I go to the studio. No, I actually do a lot in the afternoons,
Okay.
and then I like to come home for dinner. But I like to write. Like I'll go in around lunchtime and then work until dinner time, and I'll write a song or two in that time, or I'll record, or I'll do whatever I need to do, and then go home and be with my family.
How do you choose a song? Because I know you're very creative, and it's got to be a lot of half written or songs in the vault.
My thing is just go in and try stuff, and if it works, it works, and then you can just tell which ones people are feeling more than others. You play them for your friends, your wife, your producers, everybody you're working with. And you can just tell which ones people are really feeling, and you can tell which one you like yourself.
Was Good Night a new, or was it something that was in the vault that got refreaked?
It was new, yeah. We felt like it was a good song for the summer, so we decided to put it out right at the top of the summer, and it's been climbing the charts, and we're excited that people are enjoying it.
I heard that, man. How do you pick and choose what comes? And not just the friends or this, that are playing it for ears. Like, do you try to tap into what's going on today, or do you just kind of say, no, this is John Legend?
There's only so much you can do when it comes to trying to match what everybody else is doing.
Will you get a face tattoo?
You get no.
Just check.
Little.
They're forever.
Right, yeah.
They
Do you
are
have any
forever.
tats, John?
I don't actually.
I heard that.
I'm not against them, but I
Right.
just haven't, been like, oh, I definitely want to put this on my body for the rest of my life.
Right, we know your kids are your kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how some people they get the
But
excuse.
I wouldn't even mind doing it. But I decided if I do tats, I feel like I got to do like a full sleeve or nothing at
Damn.
all.
Oh man,
I don't
Go
want
big
like
or go
just
home.
one.
don't do nothing at all. Do you have a dominant hand like when you play piano? Is there?
I'm right-handed.
Yeah, so I don't want to be at your concert and you got your sleeve rolled up, and, you know what I'm saying? And you playing, and I'm looking at all
I'm probably
these
just gonna
colors
stick
and-
with nothing at all.
Okay, there it is. All right, I talked him out of that, you guys. All right, John, is there an album coming? Like what's going on?
Yeah, so the Christmas album's coming.
Okay, and you're
this
touring
year.
off of that too, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do a Christmas tour and everything, and that'll be from mid-November through the end of the year, and then we're gonna have a new album next year.
Now with the Christmas tour, and not that I want you to give away anything, but is it like the snow, the vibe,
We don't have it all like planned out yet. We've got 3 months before it's all done. But
well, I don't want you doing it the day before either, John.
no, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
plan a
don't
little.
procrastinate to that level, but we're planning it. Like I know I have a rough set list. I know what's going to be on the album, so we're starting to develop.
That's gonna be a nice show,
art
man.
and plans
Can
around it.
someone convince you to wear a Santa suit? Like, is someone gonna try to do that?
I could definitely wear a Santa hat. We'll see about the suit.
Yeah.
I doubt I wear the
Yeah.
suit, but I could wear the Santa hat.
Have you ever gotten that kind of bad advice growing up? Not even growing up, but just like when you got on, did Kanye tell you something?
People try to make you do things.
Yeah.
Kanye will admit this, and we'd laugh about it every once in a while, but he told me Ordinary People wasn't really that great of a title for a song.
Whoa!
Damn.
What made you go against the grain?
He's like, I don't know about that word ordinary. Like, I don't know.
Because we're not ordinary people. What made
But
you?
he's giving me a lot of great advice
Right,
too,
right,
musically. So you win some, you lose some. Every once in a while, you give somebody advice, and it's not the right thing. So, but we're glad that I disagreed with him,
Man.
and everything worked out.
What was he talking about the title to be if it wasn't ordinary people?
He just I felt like ordinary didn't have the right ring to it, but I disagreed, and
thank God you did.
It all worked out.
Hell yeah.
He brings it up all the time. Too. Remember that one time?
Remember now, you giving me some jewels. You know what I'm saying? But you almost gave me an aluminum ring with that. Now speaking of Kanye, you have a great relationship with Kanye. When you do hear things like slavery is a choice, as a friend, do you call him or do you jump in the car?
Y'all know what we talked about because y'all saw it.
You talk when you put it up on like Twitter, you was like, since we put it up on Twitter, I got a new project.
We texted each other, and you saw what I said to him, and I was trying to really educate him on what was the truth, and that was all I could do at that moment, was try to explain to him what he was saying and what the implications of what he was saying was. And then he's a grown man. He's going to do what he wants and say what he wants to say.
And with a person, John, with you having so many slashes, like friend, brother, black man, somebody that could get next to Kanye. You know what I'm saying? I was wondering, like, what was those conversations? Not that we have to know, but the closed door conversations as well. You were able to speak
It wasn't that
candidly.
different than what you saw in the text. We talked in person too, and I wanted him to understand, the full story of who he was supporting and what that hat means when he wears it, what it means to certain people, and the impact that the administration's decisions have on certain people. We've seen it with family separation. We've seen it with all kinds of policies that have been really harmful to people. And it's not just a branding statement to wear a hat. You know?
Yeah, man.
It's you're standing behind all that the hat represents, and it's not just marketing. It's actual decisions that affect people.
Donald Trump. I have yet to call him the P word as far as president. Tell us how you really feel. Because it seems like you got it masked in layers. Like, I don't know.
No, I'm pretty.
I don't know if you're a supporter or not.
I'm pretty honest about it.
Yes, you are.
I think he's a terrible human being, and
not just a terrible president.
Yeah, I think he's a terrible person. I think he's the kind of person you would tell your kid to be the opposite of.
Yes, man.
His characteristics, none of them are enviable. I think he's petty. He's hateful. He's racist. He's misogynist. He's a narcissist. There's not much good you can say about him. He's rich. I mean, maybe that's the only slight compliment you could pay to him. But even that, I think he got through a lot of dishonesty, and I think that's being revealed now too.
Did you ever think that
he's a compulsive liar and a con man, and he shouldn't be president of the United States of America.
Do you think that we'll see an impeachment, John?
I hope so. And the reason not because I think we'll be better off with Mike Pence, but I think there should be a way for us to send a signal that the way he has behaved in his business career and as a president is just unacceptable.
Yeah, and it's always one more. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes people become a little numb to how bad it really is.
He's truly historically awful as a human being, and I think what's going to be exposed as the prosecutors are able to look into his finances is that he's been cheating the government, cheating other people for a long time. Yeah,
man. And it's crazy how a lot of people think that this is their guy when he never gave a F.
He never gave a F about them. He never paid his contractors when he was building. He
scammed people.
He scammed people with his Trump University. He scammed people with all kinds of products, and he always looked out for himself. And that's what he's doing now. He's so petty, he can't even honor John McCain because of his own personal beef.
Yeah, man.
He's just a terrible human being.
You have done a lot of really great work with criminal justice reform. What do you say to the people commentators or people who say, shut up and sing?
That's silly to me. Shut up and sing, because first of all the great artists that we look up to didn't shut up and sing.
Right. What's going on?
Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Nina Simone, Paul Robeson, Harry Belafonte, all these great people. They knew that it was important for them, particularly as black artists, to speak up for their people as we were being oppressed, and as the government was doing all kinds of terrible things to us. They said, we're in a position to be heard, we have influence, and we're going to use our influence and our money to make a difference. And they did, and they are examples to me and other artists who choose to use our platform to do that. And secondly, we're voters, we're taxpayers, and we have a stake in our democracy just like everybody else. just like a plumber does, just like a radio host does. We all have a stake in what happens in America, and we have a right to speak up when we think things are being done in our name that are not right.
Had you ever met Donald Trump before the whole presidency thing? Like,
I had met him at like a New York charity event or something like that before. I never really had any conversations with him. His kids actually went to school with me at around the same time. I went to University of Pennsylvania. His son Donald Jr. was there overlapping years with me. I think his daughter was there as well, Ivanka. I didn't know them well at all, but I knew who they were even when I was in college. But I never took him seriously. I always thought he was a joke. He was like a guy who played rich on television. He had some money, but I didn't look at him as like a real great businessman. I just looked at him as like a hype man and a con man, and he is. That's what he is.
Did you vote?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us thought there's no way he's going to get in. There's no way he's going to get in.
And in California, it's easy to kind of not do it because you're like, Hillary's going to win in California. But local elections matter too. So all these other elections are being decided while the president's being decided as well. So we got to vote every election. I vote by mail.
Right.
And it's easy.
Why be so vocal knowing that you could turn off some of your fans or somebody in the public? Like, why?
I know I turn off some fans, and I know I lose some fans because of it, but I feel like my fans want me to be honest and they want me to be authentic, and that's part of what they are getting when they get my music is they're getting who I am, and I can't lie about who I am to my people.
Your queen, Chrissy.
Yes.
She's the queen of slap them clapbacks.
She's the clapback queen.
She is the man. Like,
she gives me strength.
Yeah, she does, man. And she's another tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, she tells us how she really feels. And like I said before, I think people enjoy that about us, that we're honest. And she's funny and honest at the same time, so it's great.
Who wins the disagreements if there's one at the house?
You know who wins.
Yeah, I know. Even my wife was like, "You really gonna ask that? Come on, man." Like, yeah. Now in here, I tell them all day, like, "Oh man, I talked her down."
I'm the boss at work when when I'm making records and on tour. I'm the boss, and then I go home and I'm not.
How much of an influence does she have on John Legend as an artist? Do she ever say, "Baby, don't wear that," or you do? She'll comment on what I'm wearing. She asks me if I like what she's wearing too. We help each other. See, my wife, she's one of those, baby, you gonna wear that? And then that's when I know, like, no, I wasn't.
She doesn't say it often, but when she does, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. No, I was just trying this tuxedo on. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
She's such a big fan of yours, though. Like, she's always supporting you.
She's very supportive, and we help each other out. Like, she's gonna be in my Christmas photo shoot for the album. I'm in her book, her cookbook. We help each other out. We do a lot of stuff together for work too.
It seems like it's fun at the house.
We do have fun. We absolutely have fun. We like to cook together. We like to, just play with the kids together. We have a good time together.
Now, cook together. Do you really cook, John? I know there's a cookbook and there's fake pictures and
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We really cook. We really eat.
No, not we. Do you?
Yes, I really cook. I can fry some chicken. I got mac and cheese.
Of course you can fry chicken.
Yeah, of course. And then also I can just follow a recipe. Like I'm good at like just go online and get a recipe, and I'm very good at like just following directions and getting it right.
How does John Legend and Chrissy Teigen, how do y'all continue to do the regular thing? You know what I'm saying? Like
we don't work too much. We go home and spend time with our families. We make time to do that.
And just going out in public, because you guys don't seem like y'all looking for the paparazzi, but it don't seem like you guys are hiding either. You know what I'm saying?
And if we ever go anywhere like, public, we expect that there'll be photographers there. And that's just a part of life. We're not really hiding anything. It's like we're out, and we're public figures. We understand that. And
what about the errands, the grocery store, the bank?
They're there.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
And they're there
when
a
you
lot
go
of
to the
times.
bank the next
There's
time,
one of them that sits by the house.
Oh.
It's not right in front of the house, but he'll be like a block away, and he knows what cars we drive, and he'll just follow us to the grocery store or whatever. And
do you ever get him something like, you need anything while you're here? And next time you go to the bank,
you need
give me
some milk?
something. When you go to the bank the next time, give me something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know how people say, bring me back something? Next time you go to the bank, John, bring me back something.
Something with some zeros in
Do
it.
if y'all go to dinner
The
tonight, who
receipt.
pays for dinner? You as a gentleman, or knowing that your queen has money she can?
I pay.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
every once in a while, you know, if it's like a special occasion, she'll take me out to dinner or something.
Does that feel strange to you? Because when my wife does that, it feels strange.
It's fine. I mean, but I'm very happy to pay for dinner.
Yeah, see, I'm just more like, hey, you trying to get something for this? You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those.
You want some of this?
Yeah, I'm not one of those guys, all right? You know what I'm saying? You ain't buying all this love meat.
How has it been now that you have a son? And like the differences between raising a daughter so far and raising a boy.
Well, we don't even know who he is yet.
Yeah. But
he can't say a word. He's 3 months old.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know who he is yet. But so far he's very mellow and he looks just like me, of course. Mm-hmm. And you know, we'll see what he's gonna be like. But you know, you just want your kids to be good people and. For young men, you know, I think right now we're seeing what bad men do in society. We're seeing a lot of that being exposed, and you want your son to be wise. You want him to be, you want him to be not a misogynist. You know, you want him to be a good person and empathetic and all those things. And a lot of times we're seeing young men that aren't being like that. So. Hopefully we can train him to be a good person.
Hey, John, just in the music business now, how we don't salute our women as much as we used to. We don't put them up on pedestals in our writings anymore. Are you happy? Are you content with where music is at right now?
Well, I never get too worried about where the whole thing is because there's so much music and, you know, people choose to like what they choose to like, but there's so many choices out there. You can listen to all kinds of things. There's plenty of artists making beautiful music, and there's plenty of artists that I don't really care to listen to, but that's fine. You know, I don't have to listen to them.
What about the machine of music where even in radio, like you could turn on the radio and you will hear songs that, you know, be this, and the third. Not to disrespect anything that we press play on, but when you do get the songs that serenade the women and how beautiful they are, those things don't get played as much.
Yeah, you know. I don't complain too much about it.
He put his body on swivel.
Here's what y'all need to do is just play more John Legend.
Hello. He was like looking out for self. He said John Legend. He didn't say more artists like me. He was like, no, John Legend. John, I want you to explain how the name became John Legend.
Yeah, that was way back. It was, it started happening, I really think it started happening in LA because we were here, we were working on Kanye's music. And I was in the studio with him, and one of our collaborators, Jay Ivey, he's a poet and an actor, spoken word artist, and he started calling me the legend because he just felt like I had that classic voice that reminded him the artist we grew up listening to. And he started calling me the legend, and it kind of morphed into John Legend. And it was just a nickname that we just started, you know, using around the studio, and it wasn't meant to be taken beyond that, but enough people were starting to call me that in our crew that it just kind of took hold and it stuck, and I decided to go with it as a stage name. And you know, it's kind of arrogant to go around calling yourself John Legend before you even put your first record out.
Right. That's like being a boxer calling yourself the knockout artist.
The champ.
Yeah. The champ, exactly. But it works.
But I was like, you know, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and call myself this, and then I'm going to try to live up to it. I'm not going to go into my career expecting to fail. I'm going to go into it expecting that I'm going to do my best to live up to this name. And so that's what I tried to do.
Now, how do you get away from, and not bad, but how do you get away from not being under the Kanye umbrella? Like, because at one point, it felt like Kanye and John. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you become your own artist?
First of all, I think that was a beautiful thing for my career. So I don't have any, any beef with the fact that I came up under Kanye and he helped me be seen, helped me be noticed, helped feature me on different artist projects early in my career. Like, I wouldn't be where I am today without that. So I'm forever grateful for that. But, you know, I always knew I was my own artist. I always knew I had my own creativity. I always knew I was a writer. I was a producer. I had my own direction. And I always knew that I wasn't defined by my association with Kanye, but I was helped by it. So I was always grateful for it, but I also knew that I was my own person.
And you know what I love? You created your own lane.
Yeah.
You know, where like you're one of the guys that we can see do full music, piano and everything, and then people can call you and you can still jump on a record and have us party as well.
Yeah, and I feel like that's always who I wanted to be as an artist, and Kanye helped me get to that place where I could be seen and heard by everybody. And I'm grateful for that.
Mm-hmm. And you'll definitely continue. I gave you that stamp. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point, we've had conversations like, Big, I don't know about this. And I was like, man, just keep going, John.
Oh, when he wanted to stop?
Yeah, say it again.
When you wanted to stop or
a couple times. You know what I'm saying? I never said that in this room. You know what I'm saying? He just figured it out. But I was like, I was like, John. Just,
okay, Big.
All righty, well, you guys heard him. He said, okay, Big. You know what I'm saying? That mean Big, don't tell all the secrets. And John, I know that you always working, but in one of the songs, can you sing my name in one of the songs?
Big boy, real 92.3, LA's new home for hip hop.
Woo!
Big boy, in the morning.
Hey, man, did you really start off as a wedding singer early on, too?
No.
I wouldn't say I was ever a wedding singer, but I sang at weddings. I wasn't like, Adam Sandler.
Right.
Like I wasn't like,
you need to book this guy.
Doing all the cover songs at the reception. But I people ask me to sing at their weddings occasionally.
Yeah, you should. I mean, there's a wedding coming up this year that I think you definitely should be at.
Whose?
Sing at mine.
Yeah. Hey, man, how much do you?
Oh,
I see the Rock. I see the Rock. The Rock is in the building.
Hey, man, how many times in your life have you been asked, or you'll go to a party and there's a piano there and people kind of looking at you
They
like,
look at you sideways like, John.
He happens to be sitting at the table.
That's just like if
right
you were
here.
a plumber, would they be like, hey, look,
It's right
pipes.
here.
There goes some
Yeah.
pipes. You know what I'm saying?
My philosophy with weddings is if I love someone enough to schedule the time to be at their wedding, then I love them enough that I could get on this stage and sing a little bit for them.
You know, I was actually trying.
He doesn't love you that much.
No, but
I saw through.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah. We're working.
we're trying to figure out what song we're gonna walk out of the chapel. Like we've already been man and wife, and like there are like multiple John Legend songs on there, but we're like trying to figure out what's the right pacing for one. So, but just know you're in consideration
All right.
to be a part of the wedding.
I've got a
should
few
make you feel
candidates
good.
if I can make my pitch for songs that can be featured at your wedding.
Right.
A few candidates. We got All of Me.
Yes.
Of course, I sang that at my
All
wedding.
of me. How does that one go?
All of me loves all of you. And then we got
Okay, I know
You
that
and
one.
I sang that at Gabby Union and D Wade's wedding.
Oh, so you singing at real people's
Oh,
weddings.
yeah.
Okay.
I sang that at their wedding.
Celebrities.
Stay
Natalia.
With You. I sang that at my wedding. So High. I sang that at my manager's
That's a
wedding.
dope track.
Those are all good wedding songs.
All right.
And
I'll
all
let
the
you know.
people that you sung.
And A Good Night actually is good for the reception.
Hello.
I think
put
I
that
just
in there.
met my wife. Yeah. There we go.
I think
Now, did you narrow it down yet, or
it's still
Okay.
in the running.
okay?
Because I
You got 'em here
technically
now,
I
just
wanted
pick it.
ordinary people,
Yeah.
but
Say what now?
I wanted ordinary people, but we have this whole like the lyrics also want to like
Yeah.
so it's
Ordinary
not,
People isn't great for weddings because, girl, I'm in love with you, but this ain't the honeymoon.
Yeah,
It's the
see?
first line.
Yeah.
And it literally is the honeymoon.
Is it the
But it's such a
honeymoon?
Yeah.
At that moment
At
when
that-
we're walking out.
I think it doesn't work. for a
Okay.
wedding.
Alrighty. Well,
Just like you shouldn't do number one at a wedding either. Because the first line of that song is, you can't say I don't love you just because I cheat on you.
not playing that one.
yeah, we probably don't.
She don't have to know. She don't have to know. Also, not appropriate.
Yep, no, not playing that.
Yeah. We should probably stop making things like that too.
That was first album, John. That was like
Right.
young
Still
single
out there
John.
having-
Finding
That was young
yourself.
single John.
Finding yourself, man. Do you remember when you came through and blessed us with this one?
Ah, yes,
We had
I
a
do.
piano. Remember, we used to do you wrong. You used to
Oh
come
my
in. We used to have
gosh.
pianos on.
Always a piano.
Yeah. We didn't do that to you today because the last time you was like, can y'all stop this?
Yeah.
Listen to this, John. This is early in the morning. This is like 7 in the morning, bro. Like for real, for real.
Girl, I'm in love with you, but this ain't the honeymoon. We're past the infatuation phase. Right in the thick of love. At times we get sick of love. It seems like we argue every day.
Man, how beautiful. Does that sound beautiful to you?
Oh, it makes me happy. I remember those days, and I remember. I mean, I still sing that song every show, so it's still a part of my life every day. But I'm still proud of it. You know, it was what really launched my career.
Man, how great is it, man, that you do have a catalog? You know, because music now, and not even just now, it's a lot of here today, gone tonight type of things. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have a catalog and we go to a show and we have songs that we want to hear, and even just wedding considerations. What does that make an artist or a human being like John Legend? What does that make you feel like?
I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I've had the career that I've had so far, and I'm grateful that I can keep going.
Right.
And keep touring and keep making new music, and that my fans still want to hear it.
And we haven't. Can you say we haven't seen nothing yet, or we haven't seen it all yet?
I feel like I'm still getting better as an artist. I'm still learning more and more about what I want to do and how I want to express myself, and I'm growing. So hopefully my fans stick with me.
Do you have a piano at the house?
Of course.
How many?
Just one. And we got these little, little kid ones too for the babies.
Do you see music in not the 3-month-old? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? but
I see it in Luna.
Luna,
she loves to dance. She loves to sing. She loves to play the piano, even though she's not really playing yet. She's just.
And Luna's how old? 3?
She's 2. 2 and a half.
So cute.
She just started preschool.
Okay.
Yeah.
How hard was that? Is it hard?
It is exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, she hasn't left us yet, so the school she's going to, there's
built one at the house, right?
No.
Okay.
The school she's going to, there's a transition. So at the first couple of weeks, they let the parents stay in the class with you, because she's still 2. She's not used to being away from us.
Thank God.
They let the parents stay in there for the first couple of weeks. But then after that is when you have to start going cold turkey. So
hey, man,
we haven't gotten to that point yet.
With my son and daughter, they did it gangster, man. They let the kids come into class after a while, and you can hang out. Then they ask the parents to step out.
Yeah,
and
that's where they're gonna go to next week. Yeah,
and our kids forgot about us.
Yeah,
I was like, oh really? It wasn't like a 2-week or transition.
Yeah.
It was like, and it was okay. Y'all can leave now.
They're giving her a week and a half of transition, and then go to class.
Oh, one of those kind of schools, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. My kids went to that school, you know what I'm saying?
Cold turkey.
Yeah, that suck it up school, you know what I'm saying? All righty now, we got John Legend in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. Not only John Legend, we have Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Hey man, growing up, bro, in your lifetime,
real.
how much did we watch Jesus Christ Superstar?
Well, I used to sing it when I was in high school because I was in a a show choir, and we would sing songs from musicals, and one of the songs we sang was Jesus Christ Superstar, and I never expected to be playing Jesus Christ on national television in front of the world.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy,
man. So do you audition to play Jesus Christ?
I did not audition. They reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said yeah.
I heard that. Why did you say yeah?
I thought it was a challenge that I was excited to take on. I hadn't done anything like that before, and I liked the idea of pushing myself and doing something big that people didn't necessarily expect from me. I like the idea of being Black Jesus on national television.
Thank you.
I like the idea of being in this particular show because I always enjoyed this particular show and the great writing of Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. And I was like, let's try it. I can do this.
Now, between takes, do you curse between takes? As Jesus?
We cursed in rehearsals and stuff.
As Jesus?
Yeah, we were ourselves.
Right there. And cut. This motherfucker. Did it feel strange to curse as John and flip back into Jesus?
The only issue was we rehearsed in the basement of a church.
So that holds you a little bit more.
So I was like, I got to behave in basement.
Are you thinking much about the EGOT?
The Emmys are coming
Explain the EGOT, please.
So an EGOT is someone who has won an award from an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. And you have the GOT.
Yes, I have Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. And I was nominated for Best Actor and for Jesus Christ Superstar.
That was
and the show's nominated, which I'm also a producer of. So if the show wins for Best Live Special, then either way, I'll get an Emmy and I'll have an EGOT.
That's great. That's cool.
Wow. Where do you keep all the Grammys and all the awards?
They're right there at the house here, right by the piano, and they're waiting for their Emmy friend.
I heard that.
You could use them for your museum.
Yeah,
You're about to
I got a museum I'm putting together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Dope.
man. So if you want to like give me a Grammy for the museum or anything like that, like I was with Janet Jackson recently.
Yes.
And I spoke with her about it as well.
And what did she say?
I just, see, don't do that. I said I spoke to her.
I just spoke.
I spoke.
You spoke about it. That's like when they'll
Saw right through that.
We'll get an email invite for a party, from the publicist, and they'll be like, artists that we've reached out to.
Yeah, invited guests. You like,
Invited
man, Beyonce, Jay-Z.
They've all been invited.
Shout out to everybody.
Like, this is ridiculous. Like, yeah.
None of them have
not
been
in
confirmed.
attendance. You know what I'm saying?
All of them have been asked.
But
though.
we have invited. They're going all the way through Axl Rose. Like, yeah.
John, do you
Hey, man,
actually...
he shook his head at me like, no more from her.
No.
Like, she gonna try to have
I
me
did
at
not
her
say
wedding.
anything like that.
He was like, she gonna try to have me at her wedding, please, bitch.
No, do you
As a
actually
friend.
enjoy the memes that come out on
Oh,
Twitter?
I love them. They're hilarious.
Do you have like a favorite one, or like the first time
Well,
you
of
saw
course,
the
the
Arthur?
Arthur one is funny.
The Arthur
What's funny about Arthur is I was truly clueless about Arthur because I didn't grow up with Arthur. I think I was a little too old for it, and Chrissy did. And I didn't even know what people were talking about when I saw the memes about Arthur. So I had to be like educated about what
Yeah.
Arthur even was.
Gotta play it off at first, like, that's good. What is this?
Why?
Yeah,
But I've embraced it. We've had fun with it since then. We did like a little Google commercial where we made fun of it, and so we've had fun with it.
Now, the internet, just all the social media.
Yeah.
And you kind of got in before a lot of this.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I became famous before Twitter even existed.
Yeah, man.
And me and Chrissy were early on when Twitter was around, but we weren't really like thinking it was going to be a big deal because nobody was on it at the time, and here we are.
Do you read the comments, and has there ever been anything that was either too much or affected you?
Oh, I read some of them, and some people are just really nasty people.
Yeah.
I block them usually.
Oh yeah, my block is hot.
Yeah, I don't really like have a problem blocking people. I block them all the time. If they're rude to me, if they're rude to my wife, I block them. Some of these people are just crazy out here.
Man.
And it's fine. Like, you can be crazy. I just don't want to see it. So,
And Trump,
so I block you.
He blocked Chrissy.
Yeah, he still has blocked her.
Wow.
It's like a badge of honor,
And
man.
they actually, a lot of people went to court and sued, for freedom of the press, that they should be allowed to see the president's tweets because he's the president, and it's a democracy, and your constituents should be able to see what you write.
Exactly.
My
man blocked
Chrissy.
Chrissy is still blocked because she hasn't kind of requested that she be unblocked.
Are
So,
you blocked? Or
I'm
you don't?
not.
I heard that.
It's crazy because I talk as much shit about him as she does.
But she is female, and he has a problem with that too.
I think the fact that she's a woman, he's especially offended by her audacity.
What is the next move? And I know that sounds like a very generic question, but I do want to hear what's next for John Legend.
Well, we're focused on music, man. We got a good night right now. We got another single that'll come out before the end of the year called Preach, and then we got Christmas, and then in the new year we'll have a new album, and we'll tour the Christmas album this year, and then do some more touring from the new album after that. So I'm gonna stay busy with music. And my production company always has projects that are on the way in television, film, and on the stage. And so we got a lot of cool things happening. And then hopefully I'll just be a good dad and a good husband.
Why remain so conscious?
Oh, we have to. I mean, this is real life for a lot of people. And I can't imagine not being conscious, and I can't imagine not speaking up about things that I care about.
What's your relationship with Common? Like, you guys look like
we're good friends.
Dynamic duo.
Yeah, man.
We're good friends. We have a lot of things that we agree with each other on politically too, and so we try to cooperate whenever we can and support each other. And we'll always have the memory of doing Glory together because
oh my gosh, man.
that was such an important moment in our lives that we got to do that together. He called me up and said, "I'm in this movie, Selma, that Ava DuVernay directed. I had worked with Ava before, and I had worked with Common before." And he was like, "Can you try to write a hook for me to rap to for this soundtrack and for the end credits?" And so I looked at the film and tried to write something that would work for it, and wrote Glory.
Is that a perfect song to you? Like when you hear it,
it's perfect for that film and for that moment. And it was perfect also because what we tried to do was embrace what happened in the 60s, but also connected to Ferguson, which was happening at that time, and Trayvon, and all that stuff was happening in that moment, and people were protesting. And we wanted to connect what the song was for the 60s to what it is for us now. And man, it was just a special moment in my life that I was able to do that with him.
Do you ever trip off, John, that you guys created that song? Like when you hear it back?
It's special to me because I hear kids, choirs singing it at different schools, for Martin Luther King Day or for Black History Month, for graduation, kids are singing it. And, I've heard Yolanda Adams singing it at the White House.
Do you think that that's one of those
incredible
songs that'll never go away? You know how there's just some songs
I think it's
going to
be with us. I think it's one of those that's going to be part of my career forever, and that will have a purpose for people forever.
Can you sing that hook for me?
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory.
Definitely want to thank you for coming into the neighborhood,
Thank you.
hanging out with us.
Always a pleasure.
And whatever kind of moisturizer or cream that you use, can you send us some of that?
Looks very nice.
Yeah, because we don't want to put nobody on blast, but we've had people that sat in their seat and they put on makeup and it be fellas. I'd be like, oh, all right, just a radio interview, but hey, if that's how you get down, can't be too mad at
Whatever
you, man.
gets you through the day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and plus how we say social media and the internet and everything could be unkind to you.
Yeah, it's true.
Best
It's
believe
true.
that. But thank you for coming in, man.
Thank you.
And blessing us with your presence
I
once
appreciate
again,
you
man.
all. Thanks for supporting my music
Yes,
all
sir.
these years, and we're excited.
And I'll see you at the Christmas concert as
Yeah.
well. I will see you
I'll see
there,
you
man.
in LA will be December 23rd, but we're gonna announce all the
Okay,
dates
well, you know
soon.
what? I probably won't then. Yeah. that's-
You might be on vacation.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Can you just do a little something at the house for us?
We'll
Okay,
figure
we'll
it
talk
out.
about it. We'll
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
we'll
it.
figure it out.
We'll talk about it. Because he is my neighbor. Okay, no, he's not. All righty, man. Y'all stick around y'all radios. That was John Legend in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood.